Not every wrong turn leads somewhere you can return from. Glitched GPS routes, fog-drenched neighborhoods, and towns that remember more than they should. These aren't just coincidences. They're warnings. The following stories aren't just unsettling. They're reminders that reality doesn't always stay in one piece. And sometimes, you slip through. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more scary stories. This happened to me a year ago, and I haven't told anyone. Not a friend, not even a therapist. Because if I'm being honest, I'm still not 100% sure I ever made it back. I was 17. It was a Friday night, and I'd passed out around 11 watching YouTube in bed. Nothing weird, no dreams, just a regular night. Then I woke up, and everything was wrong. Not dramatically, not at first, but just off. The light coming in through my window was too pale, like fluorescent light, filtered through fog. My phone was dead, even though I had it charging. The first real sign something was wrong, the silence. Total, like the house had been vacuum sealed. No fridge hum, no air vents, no cars outside. I got up and walked into the hallway. The pictures on the walls were the same ones we'd always had. Me and my mom at the zoo, Halloween, stuff like that. But our faces were gone. Just blank skin-colored ovals. No eyes, no mouths. That's when I started to panic. I called out, "Mom!" No answer, but I heard water running. I went to the kitchen. There she was, standing in the corner, back to me, perfectly still. Water gushed from the faucet behind her, but the sink wasn't overflowing. It wasn't filling at all. The water just disappeared into a hole that wasn't there before, black and pulsing. I said, "Mom?" She didn't move, but her voice came from the hallway behind me. "Sit down, sweetheart. You look tired." I turned. No one there. When I looked back into the kitchen, she was gone. I almost ran out the front door until I saw what was taped to it. A torn scrap of notebook paper, smeared with something dark. "If you're reading this, you slipped. You're in a liminal pocket." Underneath were 7 rules, written in shaky all caps. Don't speak to the one wearing your mother's skin. The mirrors lie. Never trust them. There's a window in the attic that shouldn't be there. Don't look through it. You'll hear someone crying from the basement. It's not a person. Don't go. When the wallpaper starts peeling, count to 7 with your eyes closed. If you smell burnt hair, hide under the bed until it passes. To escape, find the name they took from you and whisper it into the running water. My legs locked. I couldn't breathe. Then I heard it. The crying. From the basement. I didn't go down there. Instead, I turned and walked back upstairs. I had to make sure I wasn't dreaming. I needed a mirror. The one in the hallway was fogged over. I wiped it, and my reflection smiled back at me before I did. I staggered back, heart pounding. From my bedroom, I smelled something. Burnt hair. Thick and acrid, like something left in the oven too long. I dove under my bed and didn't move. Something walked past the doorway, slow, heavy, dragging nails across the floor. And then it stopped, right in front of my bed, breathing, wet, shallow breaths. A voice that sounded like my mom's, but glitched like a tape warping, whispered, "Where are you hiding, baby?" I covered my mouth. 10 minutes passed, then 20. The smell faded. And whatever was there, left. When I finally crawled out, the wallpaper in the hallway had started peeling upward, like it was being pulled by invisible hands. I remembered Rule 5. I closed my eyes and counted to 7. When I opened them again, the wallpaper was gone. just bare wood underneath, and carved into it, one word: Ezra. That's my name, but I hadn't remembered it until then. Like something had been slowly erasing me the longer I stayed. I sprinted back to the kitchen. The faucet was still running. I leaned down, heart racing, and whispered my name into the stream. Ezra. The lights flickered. The air screamed. Like the house itself was mad, I remembered. Then everything went black. I woke up in my bed. Sunlight coming through the blinds. Birds chirping. The hum of the fridge. Normal. But there's one problem. My mom's been acting strange ever since. Too still. Too polite. Her eyes don't crinkle when she smiles anymore. And every now and then, she'll just stand in the kitchen corner. Back turned, water running. So if you ever wake up and your house feels wrong, too quiet, too still, and your mom won't turn around, don't speak to her. Look for the rules. And whatever you do, don't forget your name, because that's the first thing they take. I haven't told anyone this because I'm not sure anyone would believe it. I still don't know if it was a psychotic break, sleep deprivation, or something far worse. But what I experienced felt real. Too real. It started after an all-nighter. I was in my final year of college, deep in thesis mode. 48 hours straight. No sleep. A few cups of cheap coffee. My brain was fried. My body was buzzing. So when my roommate Tasha dragged me to a party that Saturday, I didn't fight it. She said I needed fun, and I figured I could crash after. Just a few drinks, some music, nothing serious. But something happened there. Something wrong. The party was in an old house off campus, packed, loud music, people everywhere. I didn't recognize most of them, but that wasn't weird. What was weird was that no one seemed to be talking in English. At first, I thought it was just background noise. Then I tried to talk to a guy standing near the drinks table. I asked where the vodka was. He turned, smiled too wide, and said, "Trenik dos vala?" I blinked. "Sorry, what?" He kept smiling, then said it again, exactly the same way, same cadence, same tone. I laughed nervously and backed away. I tried talking to 3 more people. All said different things, but all in the same way. Nonsense syllables, spoken like they meant something. I couldn't understand anyone. I looked for Tasha, but she was gone. I pulled out my phone to text her. No signal. The time was stuck at 3:33 a.m. Then I looked up, and the music had stopped. Everyone at the party was staring at me, silent, still. Their mouths hung slightly open, heads tilted at identical angles. I backed into a corner. Then my phone buzzed. One new message, no sender. Just a note. "You've slipped. This is a liminal pocket. To escape, follow the 7 rules." I thought it was a prank, a glitch. But something in me, some gut instinct, told me it was serious. I opened the attachment. A simple black background with 7 white lines. Don't speak their language. They'll know. Don't eat or drink anything, even water. If they start humming, leave immediately. The bathroom mirror shows what's real. Look only once. When you see the stairwell that wasn't there before, take it. Ignore your phone after 4:04 a.m. It lies. To escape, scream your name in a room where no one is watching. I read it twice. Then the humming started. Low at first, then louder. Everyone at the party, every single person, was humming the same note. I bolted. The house had too many rooms. More than it should. I turned left, then right, found a hallway I hadn't seen before. Doors that led to identical rooms, looping over and over. I finally found the bathroom. Flickering light. Cracked tile. I looked in the mirror. and my reflection smiled at me. But I didn't. It raised a hand and waved. I looked away before I could scream. At 4:02 a.m., my phone buzzed again. A new message. "Party's over. Come join us downstairs." I didn't touch it. Just kept moving. That's when I saw it. A stairwell at the end of a hallway where there hadn't been one before. Old wood, dusty, leading down into darkness. Rule 5. I descended. It didn't feel like a basement. It felt like going underground into something older. Not earth. Not cement. Just a space that had existed too long and forgot what it was for. I found a room. Completely empty. No people. No sound. Just a cold, echoing square. I stood in the center and screamed, "Kara!" My name. Once, twice, a third time. Then the world shattered. Not visually, just sensation. Like glass cracking in my bones. My knees buckled. I closed my eyes. When I opened them, I was on my bed. Sunlight, my phone buzzing. Text from Tasha. "Party was nuts last night, LOL. Where'd you disappear to?" I replied, "You saw me there?" Her response chilled me. "No? You never showed. I figured you crashed." I checked my phone's call history. No messages. No timestamps at 3:33. No screenshot of the rules. But in my notes app, something was typed out in all caps. "Do not sleep on a liminal line. They listen through the walls." I didn't write that. I never typed it. And ever since that night, my mirror doesn't match my movements. Not exactly. It's always a second behind. Always watching. If you ever pull an all-nighter and start seeing things that feel too soft, too repetitive. If people talk like they're reading from a broken script, you slipped. And you better pray you remember the rules. Because not everyone gets out. Some never learn the language. And some start to speak it. This happened last fall. I still can't drive past a cul-de-sac without getting that tight feeling in my chest. Because I'm not sure I ever left that place. Not completely. I was heading to visit my mom's side of the family for a long weekend. They live in this small town called Halberd, about 2 hours from where I live. I've made the drive dozens of times. Straight shot through 2 state highways, then down a back road. But that Friday afternoon, my GPS glitched out. Said there was a pileup on the main road and rerouted me. A longer route through some off-grid country road I didn't recognize. I figured, why not? Might as well take the scenic way. Big mistake. It started with the fog. Not the soft, hazy kind you get in the early morning. This was thick, unnaturally thick. My high beams only made it worse. It was like driving through smoke that didn't move. After a while, I realized something else. The road never curved. Just one long, straight stretch. No hills, no intersections, no signs. Then I saw the welcome sign. "Thank you for visiting Halberd." Visiting? I hadn't gotten there yet. When I finally reached my family's neighborhood, my stomach dropped. Every single house was painted gray. Not just similar shades, identical gray. Same trim, same roof. Even the mailboxes were the same. No cars in the driveways, no birds, no dogs, just silence and fog. I parked in front of my mom's house, or what should have been her house. I recognized the number, but the curtains were wrong. The porch light was flickering, something we always kept fixed. When I walked up and knocked, the door creaked open on its own. Inside, the layout was the same, but everything was too clean, like no one lived there. No personal photos, no signs of life. Even the clock on the wall was frozen at 3:33. Then I heard it. Laughter. Not from the living room, from upstairs. I took the steps 2 at a time and went to my childhood bedroom. Same bed, same desk, and on the pillow, my old stuffed dog from when I was 5. I hadn't seen that thing in over 15 years. Pinned to its chest was a yellowed scrap of paper with these words, "You slipped. This isn't Halberd. It only looks like it. To survive, follow the rules." Underneath were 7 rules, written in pencil. Don't trust the ones who look like your family. They remember too much. Keep the curtains shut. They watch through the fog. If a phone rings, don't answer unless it rings exactly 7 times. You'll hear scratching from under the bed after midnight. Don't look. Feed it something warm. Avoid the man in the red suit. He's not part of the town. When you smell oranges, leave the house immediately. To escape, sleep facing the wall and forget your name. I stared at the list. Then the phone downstairs started ringing. Once, twice. I ran down to the kitchen. 3 times. 4. I picked up the receiver at the 7th ring. Static. Then a whisper. "Why'd you come back?" Click. The fog outside was denser now. I could barely see the sidewalk. And then someone knocked at the door. 4 times. Slow. I looked through the peephole. My mother. But younger. Her hair was darker. Her clothes didn't match anything she owned. And she was smiling. Like she was trying not to scream. "Let me in, sweetheart," she said. "It's cold." I didn't move. Then her voice changed. Dropped several octaves. "I remember you now." She scratched at the door with her nails until blood smeared the glass. I shut the curtains. Rule 2. She stopped. I stayed in the house for what felt like hours. The light never changed. It was always dim, always gray. Around midnight, the scratching started. From under my bed. Rule 4. I went to the fridge, grabbed a raw steak from the freezer. Why it was there, I don't know, and slid it under the bed without looking. The scratching stopped. Something wet dragged it away. At some point, I smelled oranges. Strong. I grabbed my keys and ran. Didn't even grab my bag.